Now to continue, now I've got that information. I kind of want to drill down more on what's going on in this equipment. So what I want to do is I want more details on that, some metrics on that. So I'm going to move to my left, and I'm going to select over here my key data. Okay. So it generates a different form. So right now, I just want to look at one project for now. So I'll go ahead and filter to hidden pass. And yes, I just want to see my actuals versus my estimate. And here on the left, I see a list of all my metrics, my construction costs versus blade length, and so forth. First, I'm going to look at my project cost per turbine. That's the total cost of my turbine. Because why are my estimates and my actuals so different? So it was estimated that 6.1 million for turbine, and yet we spend 6.9 million. So that estimate was pretty optimistic. Something that I would like to draw to Shane's attention. Now, because we were looking at our equipment costs, let's look at our total cost, equipment cost per turbine. All right, again, I was over. So I want to make a graphical representation of this. So I'll go ahead and select all of my equipment, my blade cost, my gearbox per turbine, and I'll pull up my bar chart, removing my total cost because, again, I don't want to double dip. I already have all my equipment here. And then I have my bar charts with my estimate versus actuals. All right, and again, it's consistently over the estimate. I'll go ahead and export that out to Shane just by clicking up here. Now that I've got all that information, I've produced the estimate versus actual reports and also drilled into this one particular project because we saw a discrepancy in the original reports. I still want to see, so I want to see how this information compares across all the other projects. So I want to look at my actuals and how it compared. So what I'm going to do now is bring in those other projects. So I'm going to filter them back in, and I just want to look at my actuals. Okay, and I was looking at my equipment. Let's be consistent. And there you have it. Hidden pass is represented by the red bar. So I can see there's nothing that stands out too much. So maybe our estimates was just way too optimistic. And I'll decide to also provide that to Shane. And with that, I've completed my assignment.
Thank you, Natalia. It was great for me to see how easily it was for you to collect that information that I needed and analyze it and report it back to me. Now let's recap what the reports that Natalia has produced from the system mean to me. This report here is basically telling me that all our projects are being executed within or close to our Class 1 estimates. Okay, the actuals were less than the estimates on 2 of the 4 projects and above on the other 2. The hidden pass project warrants looking into further as the actuals exceeded our Class 1 estimate by nearly 13%, and they fell outside of our 10% band. That's the one that obviously stands out there. Now the Whisker report is showing something unusual. In the major equipment categories, the engineering, tower, blade, etc., the hidden pass project values were at the top of the range on every single one. Now that's not something I would have expected to see. And because it relates to actuals, I'm going to request some further analysis from Natalia later. Now these 2 reports have given me a good overview of the hidden pass project compared to our other completed projects. Now here I have my report comparing my total costs, estimates versus actuals for the major equipment categories. And I can see here that the actuals have exceeded the estimates in every case. Now we're just focusing here on the Hidden Pass project, and the red bars are my estimates, the blue bars are my actuals. But I'd like to know how these costs look when I take the total project size into account, i.e. what are these costs per turbine? Natalia anticipated this and provided this report to me from our metrics, and it shows that the cost per turbine across all our major equipment categories exceeded our estimates. I'd like to know how this translates when compared to our other completed projects. And this report provides that information for me. The red bars are Hidden Pass project performance, and I can see from these metrics that in fact the costs per turbine within the Hidden Pass project were not outside of normal ranges. It looks like we may have had an issue with our estimates on the major equipment categories for Hidden Pass. So I'm going to have to review this with the relevant estimator in the future.